Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl Amber Patience here to have my morning coffee with you. I'm also going to eat roti. My mom came back a week ago from New York, and I have been eating roti like every day. I love bread, and it's hard for me. I have been keeping up on my walking, etc. For those of you who don't know, I am currently streaming on 6 platforms. I'm on TikTok on my phone over there, and then on my webcam, I'm on all the other platforms. I'm on Kick, Twitch, Instagram. I always do that. Okay, let's do this again. So I'm on TikTok, and then I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. There we go. I'll send you all that link tree. It is in the bio of my Instagram. I will try to make sure that my link tree is on all of my other things. But if you jump over to one of the other platforms, you should be able to click on those and bounce around the internet and see me. I am grateful for your audience. I am grateful for your presence. I'm going to open up this roti so it can start cooling down so I'm not burning my mouth the whole time. I am trying a different audio setting. Facebook, and then TikTok. I do have you just on my phone, so that audio is kind of staying stagnant at the moment, but I am trying to change around the setup I have. So I have my webcam, I have my phone, and then I have my laptop, so that's where I look at my comments. Feel free to tell me where you are in the world. Just say hello. Happy Sunday. Blessings and abundance. That's what I wanted to do. French press. Have some coffee. Asante on TikTok said, "Hey boo, hey." Hello to you. I'll skip the kiss, but I appreciate the love. The Instagram comments are just coming up now. There's a lag. I apologize. Please let me know if you can hear me okay. And if I can get someone to say that they can hear me okay on all of the platforms, that would be grand. User on YouTube, user, lots of letters and numbers on YouTube said, "Where do you live?" I live in Washington State. I am a realtor and a lady on the internet. I have over 100,000 supporters all over my channels. I basically got shadow banned, or you know how you keep seeing all these content creators and they're like, oh, they're pushing out small creators. Well, I have the followers, I just don't have the engagement anymore. So don't know really what happened, but all I can do is control me. So this long form content of me streaming on different platforms is just giving my audience a different um, piece of me. People have taken my pictures and videos and tried to pretend to be me or someone that looks like me and scam people. So this is another reason I go on here. So it's not necessarily for a large volume. It's just about getting to know you, you getting to know me, asking questions, etc. Got some hot water going in the French press. Charging Horse said, "Speak louder, please." Is anyone else having a hard time on Instagram hearing me? Let's see. This is in. This is in. Maybe. Oh, thank you for saying that because so I'll take these off. Can you hear me now on Instagram? Even though I love her so. And that's the thing about social media is like I could be as social as I want to be, but if I don't get socializing back, it doesn't work. So thank you for letting me know. Charging Horse said yes. So I'm using the audio from my webcam, and that is what I will depend on. It may change back. I haven't figured out what's setting it off to continue going back to default, but there we are. Thank you for your participation. I appreciate you. Pushing down my coffee. Kenny B1223 said yes. Good. I'm glad you can hear me. Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to tell me where you are in the world. Talk to me. I have 0 likes on TikTok right now. Feel free to like up the live. Send any heart me's, any gifts. I'm grateful for your presence. Look at the flakiness. I feel like after today, I still have like 2 more roti skins. I should have freezed them, but I put them in my fridge, which is my fault. Charging Horse said Washington, D.C. Awesome. I get mistaken for Washington, D.C. all the time. My family's from New York. And so they, people go, oh, where are you from? I'm like, Washington. Like, they don't talk like that in D.C. I'm like, I'm from Washington State. Cows and apples. Nam X6 said, I'm Enoch from Ghana. My blood is from Ghana, Nigeria and Ghana. I've never been. Charging Horse said I regularly travel to Ghana. That's beautiful. See, look at us building community in the chat. For those on TikTok who are chiming in, chiming out, I am currently streaming on 6 platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. My live streams is a really good opportunity to find good people that support me, that might want to support you, or you could also support, and you all can build community. So Nam and Charging Horse were speaking back and forth about East Legon. On the Instagram chat, feel free to jump over there and look at that. Kenny B said Georgia, right outside of Atlanta. That's awesome. I still haven't been to Atlanta. My brother goes often. Robert Freeman on TikTok said beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate the love. I still have 0 likes on TikTok. Show love, spread love. I'm gonna do Scooby-Doo again. I do my laundry regularly. I wash my bonnets regularly. I wash my cups regularly. You may have seen me. Oh, that scared me. Like a plastic bottle, like released or something. Anyway, you may have seen this before. Like this looks like, yes, you've seen my whole wardrobe. You've seen all my bonnets. You've seen all my hairstyles. But I'm just having coffee with my friend. Where is the other creamer? Did we kill it? We might have. Nam said, you don't love traveling, Amber? I do. I love to travel. I've never been to Africa. I've never been so many places, but I travel all the time. I travel in the States. We go to Hawaii every year. So that's my out of continental US trip. Because it's the US, but it's just not the continental US, and it feels like paradise because it is, and we as Americans took their land. But I also like not being a white American because I don't feel as bad, but I try to give back to the community when I'm there. My husband grew up there. His father has property there. And then we don't stay at his dad's property. It's an investment, but it feels good to say that. I go to New York often. I go to Vegas. I go to Cali. We went to Canada for the first time a couple months ago. Got other plans coming up. But yeah, I went to Spain and Germany years ago before I had my kids. I was pregnant with my first kid. So yeah, I don't do a whole lot of international travel, but I travel. America is so big. We have so many different complexities and choices. So I just have not found myself that far away. DT Caribou on Instagram said, do you think back people are free thought? Do you think back people are free thought? I don't know what you mean. I can guess what you mean, but I don't know what you mean. Do I think black people have free thought? Yes. Do I think people have free thought? Yes. Do I think people that think think backwards. If you have freedom of thought, you can think that way. I can make sense of most things, unfortunately. We have 63 likes. Who liked my live? Dan Tapper. Thank you for the love. Sean M. Adams on Facebook said, the Mystery Machine. It feels interactive to eat on a podcast. Like I'm doing something and moving, but I'm like, my mouth is full. DT Caribou on Instagram said, sorry, I meant black people have freedom of speech. In America, I think black people have the freedom to say what they want, but they don't have the lack of consequences. So unfortunately, it seems like whites have, sorry, not just whites. I love some big white people. But I feel like black people can say what they want. Unfortunately, the white population as a whole has the right to retaliate with no punishment, and it continues to be a systematic exposure that they will get away with it. Now, is that all? No. Is that some? More than some. It just seems like it's a very big disparity. That blacks are incarcerated and punished for crimes they didn't do, and whites are exonerated for crimes and punishments they did commit. That is my opinion. But because I am a multiracial, open-minded, feminine, flowy energy, there's a lot there. Because it's not about, for me, it's not about just ethnicity, it's about human nature. It's not about just ethnicity, it's about lack of ethnicity. It's not just about ethnicity, it's all of the brown and tan people in between, right? It's about class systems, it's about ignorance, it's about hate, it's about lack of love and community. So many things. Charting Course said, what are your thoughts on Helen Wells? As a mommy, my heart is broken. It is shattered. And it's not just shattered for that one story. I hear stories all the time. Having teenage children that are non-white, because my kids have white in them. I have white in me. My husband has white in him. But my husband is Korean, and if you ever see him, he looks like a big islander. He gets mistaken as an islander by islanders. It's not just like other people. My kids want freedom. They want to like go with their friends. They want to go over here and they want to do whatever. And honestly, it doesn't matter how many talks you have with them, and it doesn't matter how much they're prepared, right? Unless you're strapping on a 24-hour surveillance body cam, like even then, you know, if people mean you harm, they mean you harm. Yeah. And it's the disgust of all of it. It's whatever the act was. It was the hiding of the act. It was the generational covering up to protect their children and not care about the victim. It's about how the media imposes it. It's about how the human reaction of the community around them. All yucky. All yucky. And the only redeeming emotion that is had is pain. Pain and sadness. Rico said exactly. Oh, DT Caribou on Instagram, who asked the question, said, you speaking facts, goddess black shouldn't unite with whites to
apologize for the delay.
Some technical issues. Technical issues. Technical issues. Right after a rant about race. So I'm gonna read the comment, not my words. DT under Carbo said not. Let me see. You're speaking facts. Blacks should unite with whites to fight injustices. So I feel I think people should unite and go, that's wrong, let's not do that. Or systematically and historically this is happening. What can we do to change that? I feel like there's so much weight on slavery in our society, and we need to know what happened. We need to be disgusted with the past. But that conversation, I feel there's a defensiveness onto the people who look like the people who were controlling that, right? We're controlling that narrative. And instead of them being defensive, they can go, oh my gosh, can you imagine those people did that? Not me. Not me. How do we move forward? I'm so sorry that your people got hurt, right? But you and I are one people, so let's move forward and figure out how to not let that repeat itself. Let that not, So I'm a realtor. I'm not a social economic major of any sort. Just having coffee with a friend. Rico said exactly 100. DT Caribou said not to mention the body cam video, goddess. Thank you for the video, goddess. So the body cam we've seen because we have social media and we watch the news. It doesn't matter if you have a body cam on. They'll still destroy it. It doesn't matter if they caught you on camera. It's still, people are still walking away scot-free. It doesn't matter if there's witnesses. People are still walking away scot-free. It's crazy. And vice versa. It doesn't matter if there's a lack of evidence. They're still going to put some people under the jail. Charging Horse said, what happened to your connection? I'm having technical issues. I am streaming right now on 6 platforms. I keep saying 7. That means I need to add another one. 6 platforms. So I'm still learning, but for some reason my webcam timed out as I was rambling. Sorry, I shouldn't say rambling. As I was speaking and answering a question. Sean Adams on Facebook said, I just used my Minyor. I always say it wrong. I know it. It's not Stormbreaker, it's the other one. Say Thor's hammer again. Minyor? Thor's hammer. Milnor. That's what I thought. Milnor. I always pronounce it wrong. It's Milnor? My husband said Milnor. I always say it wrong.
Mjolnir.
Okay.
Mjolnir. Mjolnir.
So, Sean sent me a DM and he was showing me his cup and he sent me the Amazon link, so I probably will get it. I like coffee cups. Mark Antoine Houston said, Amber. Hello, Mark. How are you? Ezek Joe said, I just got here, but I already know I agree with you. I appreciate your presence. Charging Horse said, you're good now. Yes, the connection seems good. Rico said, I'm sorry. Yeah, I love bread and I'm just waxing on this roti. Rico said, yay, Amber is live right now. I hope she's ready because the VIP audience has arrived. Now don't forget to give us a good show. I try. I'm just having coffee with my friends. That's all. If there's one of you on, if there's 87 of you on, it is what it is. My birthday's coming up, August 7th. I'm going to be 39. I don't really want to do anything for my birthday. I do want to do something egregiously annoying for my 40th. God willing. Like fly out a DJ, have a cute outfit, Maybe get on a boat. TikTok, I have 63 likes. Nobody's really on TikTok. 6'8" got on and got off. Oh, so I missed all those things. Let's see. Random said it's the girl with the lips. Maybe, I don't know. TJO said, but extra pretty. Forever. Bobby said facts. Random said, hi, Miss Lips. I don't vibe with that. Tiger Smith said, you're awesome. You're amazing. Tiger Smith said a heart puff. Thank you so much. Grateful for you. Let me make sure. How do I say thank you? Okay, Dr. Caribou said, good thing you mentioned slavery facts. That's what white people helped black slaves through Underground Railroads. That's what I'm saying. I feel like if the real conversation is like, oh, white guilt, then have a sympathetic heart and identify with the people who helped it. Identify with the people who were against it. But if I feel like if you know deep down that you would prefer it that way, or if you would have, or you feel a certain kind of way. And that's the stereotypical situation, is because some people, there's ignorant people in all ethnicities, but your people will look at a black doctor, a president of the United States, Barack Obama, and they'll look at them and they can't see past the color of their skin. You're racist. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. But I will say some of our people can't get past the color of some people's skin. They're like, oh, that's a white guy, blah, blah, blah. But the difference between the black majority judging someone for the color of their skin is that systematically they can't do anything. We don't have the power or the know-how. We don't have the power or the system to systematically put them down. Do you get what I'm saying? Whereas the system is in a situation where whites can put brown people down. That being said, not all, most, right? Not all situations, most situations. So I can get on a rant all day. I'm just saying, if you really care about black and brown people, sympathize with them. Don't get defensive. But there's people who are like, they feel defensive. Like, I try to have these conversations and some people are not woke enough to have that conversation. I'm not one of those people. I can talk to anybody about anything. Charging Horse said, how are you streaming on 6 platforms at one time? That is a good question. I have a link that I'll share on the screen. It's called StreamYard. So on TikTok, I'm on my phone. And then on my webcam, I'm linked to StreamYard, which I'm on. I'm trying to give them a shout out. And I keep having issues. I am currently using an app, which I don't think it's the app or the platform. I think it's me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it keeps cutting out. So I am currently using something called StreamYard, and I'm streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Kick, Twitch, and Instagram. I don't think it's my cord. It could be my camera. It could be my setup. I have thought about moving my setup. I like being in my kitchen because it's like white and clean, and hopefully I'll cook and do things and I can walk around. Good lighting. But I thought about like going to do like a hard internet connection to the router and figuring out a different setup. So we never know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Only Zeus 13 on Twitch said, do you need another YouTube channel? No, I'm good. I'm covered. I have one. Scott said, sending love from New York. Hi, Scott. I appreciate the love. I'm eating roti still. I've eaten roti like every day for a week. I have 2 more that I should have froze. I might still freeze it, but I think it's time. Or maybe I'll eat 2 more today. I don't know. We'll see. Rico said, Amber, I think your 39th birthday should be all about having fun and making great memories. Enjoy every minute of it. Then when your 40th comes around, that's when you go all out. Yeah, I'm gonna chill on my birthday. I might go to dinner, but I don't think. I just want to relax. And who says that God gives me another year? But hopefully I do. and it'll be ridiculous. So, my truth is, I had friends in high school, but my husband and I had so many arguments about like life. So I like lost a lot of my friends because they weren't good enough for me or blah, 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 whatever the conversation was. Then also just like losing friends because we've drifted apart. And then I have friends who like are asking me for money and not good friends, right? And asking your friend for money is not inherently bad. Consistently asking friends for money and always being a Debbie Downer and being draining, that's why friend isn't good. So I kind of lost a lot of my friends along the way. And then I've had like family members and stuff. And like, so my 20s, I was pretty much pregnant at home. And then the pandemic happened. And then I was pregnant again at home. And I try to do real estate and I've done social media and I've tried to like kind of reach out to people and friends, but I don't really have a large community. That being said, you all have become a big part of that community. Even the people that I've like grown to like have adult friendships with, there's obviously not all, just most. They don't support me on social media. They'll like even mention my content, but like they don't like my comments. They don't comment, they don't share, they don't do anything. So I've realized I just had to reassess and just go, oh, I'll just support. And by the way, I have over 100,000 of y'all. I was gonna give $50, just a little something. And straight, no one entered the giveaway. Nobody. People always go, oh, I never win those things, or I don't wanna. Nobody at all, everybody. And it's funny because I put it in my chat for whatever. There's 118 people had looked at my most recent post. Crickets. So someone suggested I just roll it over to next month, so I shall. So September will be a $100 giveaway. Let me make sure to read these comments. Scott said, how are you feeling today? I'm blessed. Scott sent a rose. Thank you so much, Scott. On TikTok. 84 today there. Awesome. I think the last thing you told me was it raining. It was raining. Okay. Rico said, I'm sure you're going to enjoy your birthday anyway. I will. DJ Caribou said, yeah, I agree. You would agree that you are on the descendants of so-called slaves. Yes. So I am. So for those of people that don't know, some Black Americans have a big awareness that there's Black Americans, but Black Americans can be African, it could be other brown people from other places that came to America, immigrants, and then there's the descendants of slaves. So I do have a lineage of descendants of slaves. I'm highly aware of that, but a lot of my family is West Indian. So only a few generations back have came to America, but I do also have the lineage of descendants of slaves. So it's called ADOS, African Descendants of Slaves. Let's see. Rico said Amber is basically a superhero. She can go live on multiple platforms at the same time and keep everyone entertained. That is some next level multitasking. I think she's secretly a clone. That's funny. No, I'm just me. Rico said I think she secretly has a clone helping her behind the scenes. Nope. If I did, it'd probably go smoother. But thank you for the compliment. DT Caribou said, yo, speaking about the pandemic, they haven't announced it's over. I know, right? It's so funny because like, all right, people can start going backwards to blah, blah, blah. I'm kind of like I'm not a conspiracy theorist. The reason is I don't let it like consume me, but I'm not against all conspiracies. I'm highly aware that people have their own agendas that don't always align with my best health, right? Scott said I'm gonna inbox you a video on Messenger. Feel free. You all can DM me, especially people that rock with me regularly. Somebody keeps messaging me and they're like, why won't you respond back? I'm like, because you're being weird. Sometimes it's a language barrier thing. Sometimes it's just weird vibes. But you can message me every day for like a year and say hello. That's fine. That's not weird. People like connection. And I don't mind being social on social media. Rico said, oh, I read that. Oh, I see. I must have sensed you messaging, Rico. Rico said, I had a chicken roti 2 days ago. You making me want another one right now. I've had roti every day, but just skins. I should have made curry. I literally had made curry last week, and I didn't have it. Any leftover? My mom brought the roti, and then I could have had all these opportunities to make it again, and I didn't. So by blood, my family is a descendant of slaves, but then we're also Bayesian. What do we call people from Grenada? Trinidadian. So, West Indies. Still descendants of slaves, just not American slaves on that side. And then I have my grandfather's grandmother, descendant of slaves, and then my grandmother's mother's mother. T_Travis said, you were so pretty, I can't stop admiring your beauty. I feel like I read that from you yesterday. We've been on live for 31 minutes. We've talked about many things. My message today was going to be about the light. Let me see, what was that scripture? The scripture is Matthew 5:14. I said, you are the light of the world. So King James, New King James. Sorry, I get like random allergies and it just like gets stuffed in there. You are the light. So God told us that we are the light. And when you're talking about the outside of religion and talking about, which by the way, I don't really think that there's an outside spirituality. I think God runs through all of it. So when I talk about, making sure my audio is good. When I'm talking about God, I mean philosophy, I mean literature, I mean human experience, I mean religion, I mean church, I mean nature. Like I know that God, for me, is branched through all of it. When I say God, I don't mean religion. That's too much of a box. That's how it works. But in the Bible, as a literary piece of literature to reference, if I'm the light, and when God says that He is within us, don't let people dim your light. I'm saying that to me, and I'm saying it to you. Don't let people dim your light. Right? Figure out what feeds your light. And you don't have to be so brilliant that you outshine everyone else and you can't see anyone else either, because life is about balance. But like, recognize that maybe when you see me, you see the light reflected from you, right? Or something that you want to achieve, and vice versa. If there's something that's like irritating you, then go, why is that bothering me? Why is that not like a mute point? Why is that it's not something I just walk by? Why is it something that's infuriating me? What can I learn from that? What can I grow from that? But remember, all of that is fostering your light. And when we all meet our demise and we're not in this physical body anymore, right? That means that there's a difference between being alive and being gone, right? There's a spirit, there's a life force, there's a purpose, there's an identity, right? And you get to figure out what that is. So don't let anyone dim your light. You don't want to just be a walking skin bag that's, polluting around the world or whatever. Like, you're going to feed your energy regardless. So let it be beautiful and let it be light and be happy. Let's see. Scott said, I'm sending it through IG Messenger. Fantastic. I will check it later. Let's see. Full Deck Joker said, my favorite on live. Yay. I'm glad. Thank you for the favor. I'm grateful. Let's see. DT_Caribou said, but if whoever founded America, then who was there before? I do not subscribe to the notion that governing entities that create invisible lines and make declarations are anything more superior than what was there before. So Rome was there and Rome fell. The ancient Egyptians had a structure and had a focus. Thank you so much, Full Deck Joker. Thank you for the Heartman TikTok. Everyone, the Aztecs, right? There's a hierarchy and there was a system. So when people say legality or governing or whatever, I'm like, slavery was legal. It was illegal for me to read. Like, so when I talk about laws, that doesn't really hold a lot of weight with me. But there was Native Americans and there was territories and there was cultures and people lived well and people had wars and people fought and they had battles and but the governing forces, I mean, I think that there's definitely some like good intentions on order. Like for me, people will go, I can't send the police or defund the police. I don't think defund the police. I think reallocate funds for education and compassion, because God forbid something happens, I'm calling the cops. Like, it is what it is. Like, if I have a fire, I'm going to call the fire. Like, we have a civilized society so that it can be that. Unfortunately, it's withheld breath sometimes, because I'm like, oh, they can just look at me and I'm brown, or they'll look at my son, or they'll look at my brother, or they'll look at, you know what I mean? And then there'll be an issue and I'm calling for help and I'm bringing problems. Like, that's horrible. So compassion, de-escalation, stuff. But people want a perfect world, and there's no real utopian. With sadness, is the cost of happiness, joy, of contentment. There's always going to be broken people who bleed on people who did not hurt them, did not cut them, etc. DT_Caribou said, I am you and you are me reflection, aka God. Amen. Scott said, enjoy your day. That was on TikTok. Thank you, Scott. I'll check my DMs. Full Deck Joker, I think I said thank you for the heart me, but thank you again if I did not. Or thank you again if I did, and thank you if I did not. Okay, we've been streaming for 37 minutes. I have a couple people on... Well, I have one on Twitch, one on YouTube, one on Instagram, and one on TikTok. What am I doing over here? DT Caribou said, I guess chaos is higher form of order. Chaos, yes. Kind of. Well, it goes back to, I don't know if you know the term, who's to say what's good or bad? So if I say something's chaos, it's just because I don't understand it. Just like the power of the entity of God, maybe it looks like a flurry of nonsense because I don't understand it. It's incomprehensible for me. There's a story I like to tell myself. The reason I'm so free flow is I don't like lock in. Someone came up to me and told me, hey, the earth is round. I'm like, yeah, cool. But do you know it could be flat? I'm like, if the world is flat, what would change in my day to day? The fact that the government lies. I already know the government lies. So either it's round or it's flat, or it's on the back of a turtle. It doesn't really matter to me. I can play with that information, I can dance with it, and I can float with it, and I can imagine. But at the end of the day, I'm still standing here. Still raising my kids. Still putting gas in my car. Right? But that being said, the story I tell myself is, what if, as a mom, I have a baby, right? And so there's these cells that come together, and we learn that in school and all these things, right? But the baby doesn't know that the cells are coming together. There's just a moment in time where there's a heartbeat, right? And then there's my TikTok. My phone died. I didn't even notice. Let me unplug this real quick. Hold on. Laptop's good. Plug in phone, and then I'll bring TikTok back on. I'll put them on its side. Let me change my setup. But yeah, this a story I tell myself, which is just a story. Feel free to hold on to all your belief systems. But the baby, right? Like the cells come together, and it's not before there's even a heartbeat, right? They're coming together, and then there's the formation of all of the things, right? There's a heart, and then there's fingers, and their eyes are still closed, and they don't even know. They don't know. They're just existing. And then they start feeling the amniotic fluid on their, on their skin, and like, what is skin? And I'm touching this, and they go and they have these sensations, and they're doing all that. If you think about the fact that we are children of God and we are his creation, and it's not just a human experience to be born, right? All of creatures that have life, right, are born. They're born through eggs or through womb, and we all go through the shared mimicked experience. So what if God, outside of time, outside of space, outside of matter, existed? Do you know what I mean? What if there was a moment, and I know that is begets time, right? Because I don't know. It's incomprehensible to me. What if there was such eons that passed that God went through those stages where he just was, and then he saw something or felt something or did something and reacted to it, and then he, like, say if he saw something float across, like he's the observer, right? Like how we are in the seat of our soul observing the world. If he's just the observer and he sees something, and a reaction happens in God, and he laughs, and then he hears the echo of his own voice, and he realizes there's creation, right? And then in that creation he starts playing with stuff, and think about him being infantile, right? And he's like trying to figure out how to form matter, right? And he's making tornadoes, and he's making storms, and then he gets more and more beautiful in his craft, and he starts making planets, and he starts making land masses and craters, and like all of these beautiful things, right? And then he starts moving with the elements, right? So he has matter, and he has water, and he has fire, and then he makes volcanoes, and they're erupting, and they're gorgeous, right? And he's not feeling any harm from this because he's God, but he's watching. There's no decay, right? We're not there yet. Then he makes life, but then he makes plants and trees, and he's watching the seasons, and they're growing and coming and going and coming and growing and coming, and then he starts making life, right? Because the trees and plants are life. But then the babies are born, and then they get older, and then they have more babies, and then they die. That's the same kind of cycle, right? And then he made angels, right? Because we're not even talking about Earth. That's a whole nother conversation, right? He made angels, and he made them in different beautiful structures and in all their glory, right? And then he comes to Earth, and he separated. Now he's in his perfect state, right? And he's like, I've separated the waters from the ferment. Is it permanent? Ferment land, and the darkness from the light, and he created this beautiful thing in these 6 stages or 6 days, however you want to look at it. And then he molds us from the soil, and he breathes air into Adam's nostrils and creates him, right? To have dominion over all of these animals and beautiful things that he's created in a life of perfection. And he is in the image of God, as in he is creative, as in he is built in this thing. And God, instead of being alone in the world, was building companions. And this companion, like we have companions around us, deceives him, right? Disobeys him. But God doesn't want people to blindly obey him. He said, if we don't cry out, the rocks will cry out, right? And then we have the series of events of what life is, right? So if you think about life being always temporary, then we are like, oh, why would God let us suffer? Why would our life is so minuscule in the comprehensive of just time and science, right? It's an experience that we are having. It is a connection that we are going through. And of course, God doesn't want us to suffer, but the alternative is that he's alone. The alternative is that there's nothing. The alternative is that there is no laughter and no happiness and no joy, because the cost of that is pain and loss. If we were eternal and immortal forever, we would just be God, right? And we've seen that in comic books and literature all over the place. If you have everything you ever wanted, then what's the cost?
there is no cost, right? But it always will fail and it will always be broken. So maybe this is the system that is played, and we get to talk to each other on social media and talk about random stuff. Anyway, that was for the whoever wanted to listen to that recording and the one person on Twitch. So I am so grateful for your presence. I'm so mad that my phone died. I'm not that mad, I guess. I'll survive. I've been on live for 45 minutes. I thought my phone was charging. Yeah, it is. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to make the light brighter on that for my screen. I'm going to read some of these comments. DT_Caribou said, but if whoever found, okay, read that. But do you think people don't realize slavery still exists? It's only changed to modern slavery. Yes, slavery exists in the same fashion it existed back then, just not in America. Our modern day slavery is human trafficking. It is our very disgusting judicial system. It is taxation. It is so many things in America, but there is slavery literally happening in the form of human trafficking. I mean, that's all slavery was then. It was just more mainstream. So the only thing that we can do is educate ourselves, get objective journalism instead of persuasive journalism. So NPR, BBC, open your realm of conversation and thought, get information, and then use your judgment to make the best practices. And honestly, all choices matter. So for example, if you decide to, like, I'm not going to get this kind of chocolate because I know that it's doing this, or I'm going to give and donate this amount of money for out of my budget, whatever you do, just do the best that you can. See if I can get my TikTok back. Feel free to ask questions, talk to me. It's so funny because I will go on like a tangent, and I've had that conversation before, but like all at the beginning of my lives, it's like, hi guys, it's Amber. Tell me where you are in the world. And then I'll go. And so if God was I had an idea for a book and I might still do it. It's called What Ifery. Like what ifery, like it's a belief system, like what if, right? And you get to like hold on to everything that's true to you and then like look around at a different opportunity or a different visualization of something and then go, okay, and then you just have what you have. If I believed everything everyone else said all the time, then I wouldn't be me, right? I can observe the world around me and I can observe other people's things and go, that rings true to me. I'll stand on that. I'll hold on to that. Anytime people start getting really deep into like naming things or telling me, I don't like all that. Because then what if it's false? And what if I'm being led? And what, like, no, I'm okay. A comedian, is it something Gervais? Like, it's so weird because I can remember his last name but not his first name. But he was doing a sitcom and the woman said, well, if you don't believe in God, which I do, this is me repeating what they're saying. The woman asked him, if you don't believe in God, then why don't you just go kill everybody? Oh, and so then he said, I do. I kill as many people as I want. Like, I kill as many people as I want. She's like, what? She's like, yeah, none. I don't want to kill anybody, so I don't do it. So some people do not get swayed by the fear and wrath of God. They just don't want to do bad stuff, right? But then who's to say what's good or bad? Because if someone's harming people, if someone's stealing from you, but the person has lots and lots and lots of money and they're stealing from you, is that as wrong as stealing someone that has almost nothing and you take it from them? Or is that a different level, right? You try to like weight the wages of sin, right? If someone is on the couch sewing or doing yarn or whatever, and someone shoots them, or someone shoots someone that's trying to massacre dozens of people, right? Like, what is murder bad or not? You know what I mean? So who's to say what's good or bad? And the answer to that question is God, the creator, whoever will give us a judgment day, whoever gets to look in the mirror, look at our mirror at the end of the day and go, I know what you did. I know what you're doing. Or good on you. I saw what you were doing. I saw what you did. Okay. So TikTok, I got disconnected. You're on it's my side because I need to charge you. My charger won't sit on my stand. We've been talking for 51 minutes. This is long form entertainment. This is an opportunity in a window of time that people can ask me questions and talk to me if they so choose. I have 100,000, over 100,000. I have 77,000 on Instagram. Thank you, T-Beer. I appreciate the repost. I have 77,000 on Instagram. I have 599 subscribers on YouTube. So if you could help me out. I have 6,000 and change on TikTok, very close to 7,000. 40K followers on Facebook. I need to still figure out if my Facebookers can even see all of this. I think only my friends can. I haven't figured that out. Yeah, life is good. Sandbox T sent a heart me. Sorry, my phone is on its side. So the rest of the streamers are like, what are you doing? Being silly. Sandbox T sent, go popular. So, let's see. Do I have... Let's do... Did I do that earlier? No, so here's the scripture I was speaking of. And then we're going to do this again. Share, copy. My stomach's growling, and it's crazy because I just ate. What did I... Oh. I had my chia seeds. Maybe my stomach's not growling. I was like, my stomach just growled. I can't be hungry. I'm eating. Okay. I've been trying to drink my chia seeds again. My fiber's back up. It's a little high, so I was like, oh, I'm not hungry. And it's like, oh. Everything is moving. It's so funny because people are like, oh, Amber's thirst trapping or she's looking for male attention. I'm like, y'all don't even know. You don't even know what goes on up here. Don't you know? I'm a mommy and I'm goofy. I'm very sister, funny, weirdo energy. I'm not. This on and turn this on. We'll go back this way. I'm having technical difficulties again. Just a moment. Try to get this squared back away. There we go. Even though I love her so. By the way, thank you for the love. Calvert Gordon, Bruce, Kendrick, Heavenson, and Sean Adams. I appreciate the hearts on Facebook. And Bruce Kendrick, thank you for the like on Facebook. I'm grateful for you. Thank you for all the love and the likes. Milton said clean skin. Thank you. You're 100. Am I 100 years old? I'm going to be 39 in a couple days. I'm just joking. I'm assuming you mean like 100, like a percent. I appreciate you. Yeah, you can go on my link tree. I'll try to get that link on all of my platforms so you can like jump around the internet. I'm going to stay on for about 5 more minutes. Any last minute questions for me? Any insights of your own? I did kind of go on a whole tangent there. It is Sunday and my kids are like 4 to 5 and my kids are still in bed. It's so crazy. But let them rest. Oh, Only Zeus earlier had said, do you have a YouTube channel? I swear he asked if I need another one. I do have a YouTube channel. I am currently streaming on that right now. Feel free to go to my link tree to get that information. I probably should like make all of them clickable. Thank you all for being here, and now I have a couple people on TikTok. I appreciate your presence. We're at 480 likes. Probably the lowest amount of likes I'll get before I get off, but that's okay because I can't grab the ones from before. I got disconnected because I let my phone die like a rookie. Did my chat stop on Instagram? Where's everybody on Instagram? What happened? Because my camera cut out. They were like, oh, she's gone. But you could always come back. I'm still here. What's going on with my Facebook and Twitchers? What's going on? How are you? Life is good. TikTok, thank you so much. Class, the DJ is liking the live. I appreciate you. Yeah, I have 3 more minutes till my minimum goal of streaming for an hour. It's a goal of mine. I am grateful for you all. I'm trying to figure out different ways because I can put like little branding things. I'll show you. Maybe I can. I'm not sure if I can. We'll see. Oh, I can do weird stuff on here. Let's clear out the next 3 minutes. So I can do like this, like a StreamYard logo in the corner. TikTok won't be able to see this, so my apologies. And then I can do overlays, like a welcome overlay, but I don't know how to fix that. How do I get that off? All right, cool. And then I could do, I think, sounds. So let's see. I can't hear anything. I'm gonna like maybe get headphones, and then there's a heartbeat, but I can't hear it. I'll have to listen back to it. And then this is a gong, and then there's more sounds I guess I could pick from. And then I could do cinematic music in the background. This is for me to listen back to. Daydreaming music, into space music. Anyway, there's a bunch of choices. Well, I am so grateful for your time and your energy and your audience. Yeah. Again, my webcam is here. Now my phone is all the way over there, so I'm looking at both of you. And my phone's on its side because my charger won't sit, and my laptop's over here. So, God is good. If you all have any book recommendations, product recommendations, restaurant recommendations, travel recommendations, Class the DJs loving the live. I was at like 4 something and you got me to 2,000 likes. I was like, it's been a while since I haven't gotten 1,000 likes on TikTok. So thank you for spoiling me. You're amazing. I appreciate you. Let's see. I don't really have anything else to say, but I hope you know I love you, and I hope that you have a good day. And when you see my face, please love me out loud and ask me questions if you need anything. And for those of you who don't know, my name is Amber Bate, and I'm a realtor in Washington State. Let me put this up for TikTok. Hold on. That's enough charge for right now. Sorry, TikTok. Okay. My name is Amber Bate, and I'm a realtor in Washington State. And if you or someone you know is looking to buy or sell real estate, feel free to reach out to me. You can Google me. My number is 253-330-2645. And people think I'm crazy for giving that out, but it's my job. So one day I will be on a billboard, hopefully by next year. My birthday is on Friday, August 7th. I'm gonna be 39. It's my last year of my 30s. It's been fun. It hasn't been. It's been so sad. It's been a decade of growth. I'll say it that way. I lost myself and found myself again. My 20s. So in my teens, I was looking for love. And then in my 20s, I became a mom and found what love was, but I didn't love myself. And then in my 30s, I had to lose myself and find myself. And I think that I will say I have not perfected it, but I definitely love myself. I give myself grace. I give myself love. I give myself affirmations. I give myself time. I give myself space. But my 40s, 1 year from 40, my 40s are going to be a beautiful foundation of flourishing and sitting in that like acknowledgement and like really being like a full grown behind woman. And I get to have teenage daughters and young women daughters, which is crazy to me. Like I even have adult children. And then my boys are gonna be growing up, and I'm gonna be able to like show them the example of what a woman is. And God willing, I will live a long, healthy, happy life, and I get to share lots and lots of opportunities and journeys with you all as well. So again, I appreciate your love and your patience and your understanding and your audience. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day. Life is beautiful, Joy, and thank you for being here. Class, the DJ is so close. Oh, we got to 4K. Oh my gosh. I love you for that. It's on TikTok. I'm going to get off on StreamYard. I'll stick around on TikTok for just a few minutes. Adios.